how did you feel when you wrote your OSCE? Before you entered the hall,
In
when you
fact,
were in the hall,
in
after
fact,
you came back, and while you were waiting for your results, I need to know the tea. Please spill
my
it out.
God.
So, my people that you are here, I know you people are talking about OSCE training, OSCE training. I've begged Josephine. I've even asked her to recruit me, but she said, I'm not up to her standard. Can you imagine? So, guys, if you are interested in OSCE training, you can leave the link to Josephine's YouTube or social media page, anyone or your email address or
Yeah.
anything that you want to do. Just go to her and use my name. See my name. You're using it to go and collect money. Showunmi. If you just go to her and say, hello, please, I want to register for OSCE training. She'll give you the information. When you tell her, show me, she's going to know and she's going to give you a discount. Can you
Yeah.
guys see?
A
Almost
powerful one.
almost 10% discount. So you guys should just rush it as it is odds. So
Right.
you guys should register for your OSCE training. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Showunmi Mary Oshifodore, and this is Showunmi O'Clock. On Showunmi O'Clock, we talk about lifestyle, we talk about living in the UK as a registered midwife, and also things related to migrating from your home country to the UK. This video is really a special video. This is due to the fact that from the past few months we've been exploring, the challenges of registered midwife in the UK, and one of the greatest challenges I have seen is people now passing their OSCE exam. So in the next few videos, we're going to be talking with few of people who have done their OSCE, they've passed their OSCE, and are in fact helping other people. So it is with all gladness, all joy, all pleasantries that I invite Josephine Benson. Welcome, Josephine Benson, as I bring her to stage. Yay! I, I know I've introduced you, but with your mouth by yourself, please introduce yourself.
Okay. So I'm Josephine Benson. On YouTube, I'm known as Josephine Greatness TV. I'm a midwife, a registered midwife, originally from Ghana, West Africa, currently practicing in the UK as a UKRM. Great.
Yay! You're not done. You're not done. You sing. You don't want to
Okay.
tell me you
I'm a
sing.
singer. I'm a singer as well. I would say I'm a musician because I don't just sing. I'm trying to play some musical instruments as well. So I'm a
Oh,
musician and I do OSCE training as well.
okay. That's the reason why we're here. Welcome, welcome. So let's just go right into the point because I know when I knew that you started Oxford training, I was like, wow, this is good because a lot of people have reached out to me say, could you help us? I'll tell them if I can, I would help you, but it's best to look for people who are maybe writing the same OSCE as you,
Yeah.
support you, especially with people that are trying to self-sponsor themselves. And I think you
Mhm.
put a live video on that. So could you say how long ago you wrote your OSCE and in how many attempts did you pass your OSCE?
I wrote my OSCE about a year. It's been a year and 5 months now. Yeah,
Okay.
and I wrote it, passed it with first attempt.
Oh, lovely. Did you do the
So I did top 21,
that's the old one, right?
the new one. The
The
old
new
one was legacy. So
okay,
right now, there's been, when you say new one, there is
there's
another
been
new
plenty.
one after my
Yes,
own.
yes,
So
I
I
know.
didn't write legacy. I wrote top 2021, and then there's a renewed top 2021
Yeah,
again.
I remember because you did the new CBT.
Yeah,
That you did the new CBT, so you did a new OSCE,
yeah,
and then it was 6 stations. Now it's 10 stations, right?
mm-hmm.
It just
Sensation.
so
Yeah.
how was your experience? How did you feel during the period of trying to prepare for your exam? And I think you guys were one of the first set of people that did the new OSCE basically. So
Yeah.
how was your experience like?
Okay. So as you've rightfully said, because we were one of the first badges that did a new OSCE, it was kind of filled with anxiety, not
Mm,
knowing what to expect. Because people like you show me when we asked you, you did the legacy.
mhm,
So you could only help us with the legacy information. So we
mhm,
had to search out what really the top 2021 was about. And it was
mhm.
very difficult finding people who has already done Top 2021. So guess what? Remember, before we got into the UK, we started pestering you to help us with OSCE, even when we were back home in
Mm-hmm.
Africa. And you told us, oh, the trust is going to train you. And I
Yeah.
am one kind of person that I'm a planner. Before
Mm.
I do something in about a year or two, I've outlined everything I'm going to do already. So
Mm.
I was kind of coupled with it being we being the one of the first badges writings of 2021. It was a big, burden on my shoulders. So
Mm.
together with my other friends, who some of them, Joy and Co, we decided to create a Telegram page. Said Oski, we must pass 100%, and we created it without knowing anything about Talk 2021. And the very first day we created a link, people started joining. People were just trooping into the link. And we were like, oh my God, what have we done? We have nothing to share to these people. So that was when we got onto our toes and then we started finding information. So we worked as a team. So we divided the stations amongst ourselves. So you
Mm-hmm.
find information about station 1 and 2. This one does 3 and 4 till. So we were all working
Mm.
together. And so we started doing presentations on the page. But it
Mm.
got to a point where it was as though I was the, masterminder of the whole,
Group.
creation of the group. So the burden was mostly heavily on me.
Mm.
And most of the people that I created it with were all, most of them were married with
Mm.
children, husbands to take care of. So it was really difficult for them to, stay committed to it. So in as much as we kind of divided the labor amongst ourselves, it went back and then fell back on my shoulders again. So I
Mm.
had to find a way to sort it out. But by the grace of God, I was able to find other people too who were happy to help. And then we started with presentations. And on that page, it ended up that every information you need to pass your exam got there
Already.
through
Yeah.
voice presentations, through, experiments, investigations, searching, research, and all that. We were
You
able
know,
to,
that's really one thing I love about the midwifery space. I would
yeah.
say the midwifery space. I was one of the first person to be vocal about midwifery because most
Mhm.
people I knew were like either nurses and midwife or this thing. But me, I only had my RM. I'm so passionate about RM. I didn't want to do RN because I've done posting, I've made research. It doesn't feel like what I really wanted to do. So when I started, being vocal about midwifery, then I got to know that someone had already created a support group for the CBT. The CBT groups that you people think is mine, it's not mine. I'm not the one that
Okay.
group. I was also
Okay.
added to the group, you understand? Because
Yeah.
everybody's working together to a common goal. The possibility group was also created by someone,
Mm-hmm.
not me.
Okay. That's wonderful.
So, even the OSCE group. So when I see that people already, for example, the possibility group, if anybody wants a possibility group, I add them to the possibility group that is already available. Not that having to create, a new platform and then, people struggling. I think that's one thing I appreciate about our, our midwifery. Most
Yeah.
of us haven't even met physically, but then we are working together to,
Yeah.
to achieve a common goal to support people who are trying to migrate internationally. And the OSCE group, I've added a lot of people.
Bless
Especially
you.
when people say, I think I have one of the link in my saved messages on Telegram. When I have time and people ask me for OSCE group, I just go there, copy the link, and then send out to people. So it's such a
Good.
great thing that you guys are doing. I didn't benefit from the group, being that I'd already passed my
Yeah,
OSCE.
you had already.
Trust that the people that created this group, were doing a great job. So I want to commend you on that. That's really, really great.
Bless
So
you.
how did you feel when you wrote your OSCE? Before you entered the hall,
In
when you
fact,
were in the hall,
in
after
fact,
you came back, and while you were waiting for your results, I need to know the tea. Please spill
my
it out.
God, it was overwhelming. That's the best word I can use. So from the Telegram page, we came to the UK and then started training. And then I was like, oh my God, if we hadn't started learning or studying back home, it would have been a disaster.
Mm,
Because for me, the trust I entered into, I was the first international midwife in that trust.
mm,
And so I was the first person to be trained for midwifery OSCE. There was no midwifery OSCE trainer. So
mm-hmm,
during my training, it was as though myself and the practice educator, we were learning together. There were
mm,
things I had to tell her, no, that one, we don't do it that way. This is how
mm,
we do it, so it was like that. And I was like, oh my God, this is why we had to start from home.
mm,
So the next batch that even came into that trust, I was invited to help train them together.
mm,
So it was overwhelming. It was seriously overwhelming. I was so nervous, but
mm,
I'm one kind of person that even when I'm nervous, I try my possible best to. I have mechanisms to calm myself down. So I
mm,
went through the stations smoothly with no hitches. Not that I wasn't nervous. I was so nervous. I was confused sometimes, but by the grace of God, I would say it was God. It was God, and it has been Him. I went through it, and then the waiting time for the result.
that's the longest.
So really, that waiting time. And even when the results came, when I saw it, my colleagues were like, my results have come. Has yours come? I said, I've received the email, but I just can't open it. I can't see
Mm,
it. I don't know what to expect. And then eventually, one of them was like, I passed. And that was what gave me the encouragement to open
mm.
my email. And it was congratulations. Oh, I was crying. My housemates were like, "Wow, did you feel some of the stations?" I just couldn't. I was just crying. And you're
Yeah,
like, "What is it? Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm fine." They're like, "Then why are you crying? So you don't know."
you can't understand. I did my OSCE in early 2021,
Yeah.
and I was still narrating my story to one of the ladies that just did a OSCE. I said, no matter how prepared you are, no matter who you are, if you want to write the exam, you would you would you would
Yeah.
pass. You should have been
That
practicing for
funny.
years in your own country. I saw my menstruation on the day of the exam. It kept
Oh
pouring
my
out.
God.
I I was soaked. The anxiety, everything, the blood was just flowing. I was just like, Jesus, just take control. Thank God I wore a navy blue scrub. I was stained to the last.
Oh really?
I was stained to the last. And we did the old OSCE, so it was supposed to be like 3 hours, but I wasn't part of the first set that did. As part of the second set, the last set. And they said they were going to send the result in 5 days' time. The result came back maybe a day or two after. I was eating. When I saw the email, geez, my heart had never been that fast before. My heart, when you want to open something, and you don't want people around you to know.
You even open it when you are like that.
As I just opened it, oh my Jesus, I screamed. I started rolling on the floor. I started crying. I'm that
That's
dramatic.
what I was about to say. Rolling on the floor and crying and rolling.
In
God.
fact, they were saying that, what happened? I passed. And I self-sponsored myself. So it's like, it's not
Yeah.
the
Yours was a double portion of,
relief. The
you
relief
know,
I was greatly relieved because what would I have done? I would have to like pay
yeah,
extra money
yeah,
to like
pay again.
all of that. So I know you've mentioned some of the challenges you faced. If you just like quickly highlight some of the challenges you or other people who are writing OSCE are facing at the moment. So
So, for me personally, the main challenge was my training
mm,
because in as much as I started training myself, it was a self training thing we were doing. So
mhm,
I was hoping to come to the UK and find, authentic. I'm not saying the training I had wasn't authentic. My practice educator was, she's the best. She is the best because she also put herself through. She wasn't writing OSCE, but she had to go and learn
mm,
OSCE and then come back and train me. We all went through a lot. But that was it. The main challenge was I was the first international midwife and we had to figure out everything.
by
So I was
yourself.
like a scapegoat.
Mm,
You get my point. So I was
yeah.
something that a sample that was being used to, test the waters. And by the grace of God, I got it.
Like, let me just ask you now, what really motivated you to start OSCE training? Because when I started seeing OSCE training, I'm like, you people have energy, oh, you people have strength, oh. Maybe it cannot be for now. So what motivated you?
So, as mentioned earlier, the page was there. So it was like I was training people anyway. Because
Mm-hmm.
I go to work, come back, and there are lots of questions there. I have
Yeah.
to sit down, answer all those questions.
Mm.
Sometimes do recording. I'm on my way home. I can't even have my social life. I became a telegram person because I had to. People were like, it got to a point they were even demanding as if they've paid me some money. So it got to a point I was like, ah, why am I doing this informally? Why don't I make it a formal something? And then have people that I know that I'm responsible for her passing her exam. So it just popped into my mind. I threw it away because I was like, I'm overwhelmed. My practice educator, one time during my training, she also planted a seed about training people. Then she was like, Josephine, you are doing all this. I showed her my Telegram page and the success stories, people that have passed saying thank yous and stuff. And she was like, so you do all this informally and for free? I said, yeah, that's what gladdens my heart. And she was like, wow. And she just couldn't believe that I was doing this alongside informally.
Mm-hmm.
And another guy too who is already here in the UK had a sister that he was trying all he could to bring her. Then he called me. I think he got my contact from YouTube or something. And he called. And then he was asking. So I was giving them help. And then he was like, so do you have a training something like formal thing? And I was like, no. I was like, why is everybody talking about this formal thing? Is it God speaking through them to me? And so later on, some months and weeks after all these incidences, I concluded that maybe it's something I have to do. So I
Mm-hmm.
started doing it. And the training that I do, show me, is not just, training you strictly is OSCE training, train you and then you go. No, everything, like I support them. I've gone through the process just as you supported us. So apart from the training, if you need help after I've trained you, most of them are self-sponsored people. So they go like my applications, I'm not getting the jobs, what should I do? I kind of give that, support as well. And some even cry. Just 2 days ago, I was like patting somebody virtually. Don't cry, it's okay. Some of them cry because they are overwhelmed. I give that emotional support. I pray with them. The moment you come to me to train you for OSCE, you become my prayer topic because you have to pass. So I'm the
Mm-hmm.
one training you, you must pass. And I know it's not by might. So you become
Yeah.
my prayer topic until I'm done with you.
Mm.
So most of them still, I've trained quite a number of them and we are still friends because they come to me, we chat, we
Mm-hmm.
talk, like friends. So it's
Yeah,
a community.
that's
We
that's
become
really
a
good.
community.
That's really good. So, my people that you are here, and when people are talking about OSCE training, I've begged Josephine. I've even asked her to recruit me, but she said I'm not up to her standard. Can you imagine? So, guys, if you are interested in OSCE training, you can leave the link to Josephine's YouTube or social media page, anyone or your email address or
Yeah.
anything that you want to do. Just go to her and use my name. See my name. You're using it to go and collect money. Showunmi. If you just go to her and say, hello, please, I want to register for OSCE training. She'll give you the information. When you tell her, show me, she's going to know and she's going to give you a discount. Can you
Yeah.
guys see?
A
Almost
powerful one.
almost 10% discount. So you guys should just rush it as it is hot. So
Right.
you guys register for your OSCE training. Like I said, as of now, I can't take the responsibility of that. I'm happy to work with Josephine if she wants to mentor me, but I'm still
You are my
applying.
mentor. You remain my mentor.
We've not even passed that stage. So guys, pray for me.
You are my coach now.
What do people need to do before registering? Because, for example, for the CBT group, people just come to me and say, add me to the group. I'm like, excuse you, we have rules. If you pass your CBT, send a proof that you've passed your CBT or registered for your CBT. Then
Mm-hmm.
we to the group because we don't want scammers. We don't
Yeah.
want to just litter the group with different type of questions. People are not
Yeah.
ready for the exam, therefore distracting people that really, really need the group. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's really slow. So what are the criteria of people to, to register with you, Ma?
Okay. So to register, I've done should I say poster. Yeah, I've done a poster which has all the information, my contact details there. So just chat me on that WhatsApp number, and then
Mhm.
we get talking.
Okay,
We
okay.
get talking. That is just it. Just chat me. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. This step is to just chat that WhatsApp number.
Okay,
And friends
lovely.
and garden.
Okay. So, what would you say are your top three tips for people who are like looking to pass their OSCE?
It's perseverance.
Hmm.
Perseverance. Before perseverance, God. Rely
Hmm.
on Him. I always tell people that whatever achievement that we get is not us, it is God.
Hmm.
So persevere. After
Mm-hmm.
you've persevered, you've studied, you've done everything commit it
Mm-hmm.
to God, and He
Hmm.
will make it come to pass. If you persevere and aim for the best, that doesn't mean that when you go, you are to pass all the 10 stations. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Take 10 stations. Even if you've passed 5 out of them, the next time you go, the burden will be lessened and it will now be 5 stations instead of 10. So don't be
Mm-hmm.
too hard on yourself. But that doesn't mean be complacent. Persevere, aim high to pass the 10 stations, but don't be hard on yourself. That is
Yeah.
what I have to say.
I think this OSCE period is really a trying period. I have someone that just failed one station, an 8 minute station. Can you imagine going back,
God.
right, just for 8 minutes? No,
Hmm.
like it's it's just one of those things in life. There are some things that you just need to go through. Especially now, most of the stations, like it's really difficult to see someone that passes the 10 stations at
It
first.
becomes so confusing, especially the new update that NNC has brought. Initially, in fact, some of the stations has become a bit relaxed, but
Mm-hmm.
it's as though the freedom of some of the stations has been taken away, given to and then given to another other stations. So you get to see that stations where we were using about 15 minutes to do, stations where you have to write and then verbalize is now 8 minutes. How am I going to do this? How am I going to write on paper and then hand over fully? So it's kind of overwhelming. And that is where I come in. The
Yeah,
strategy to kick off all these issues, just come to me and you'll have it. Yeah.
lovely. So, guys, you've heard from the horse's mouth. I'm really, really sure that you know once you prepare for your OSCE, you use the right steps. Even if you want to self-learn, that's no problem. But if you need assistance, you can also go to Josephine. I also have one of my other colleagues too that also trains people. So I'm
Lovely.
also planning to also bring her on the YouTube channel because when you start to hear people, because I know when I was coming to self-sponsor myself, I did look for a trainer. It
Mm-hmm.
was so expensive, I couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I saw someone that was going to put me through. Then she had COVID. And a child, because I came in the depth of
Oh,
COVID.
no.
So both of them had COVID. So she couldn't continue with the training with me. So I was like also doing it by myself. YouTube channel. I know there's this person also, Dan GH. I don't know her, but she does so well
Yeah,
on
yeah, that is.
the midwifery, videos. So you can just search around, even watch nursing's video on the assessment, on everything, all the knowledge that you gain together, then you now learn and unlearn and so if you're struggling to pass, please, like Josephine has said, don't be too hard on yourself, please. You need to relax yourself. You need to, even for you
Yeah,
to have passed your PT and your IELTS or your English exam, it's something already. So people are stuck in that stage. So you are here trying to do your OSCE, and that's like the last step to getting your PIN. So what would you say to everyone watching this video? What would you say to them as our final and our closing remark?
the final thing I want to say is well done, Showunmi. I'm one of your success stories.
Oh,
I'm one of
thank
your
you.
success stories. I'm telling you, when I started this process, the news of UK is not employing midwives, you are throwing away money. It was flooding through our minds, our souls, and everywhere. People were just singing it. And then I met you on Telegram. And that was the time I was like, I'm doing this. Show me did it.
Mm,
And oh my God, you guys, you and the other ladies that created that page. Oh, you guys were just, it was as if you were on fire. Like you were just pushing us. So that is my last words. Thank you. Thank you,
Oh,
Showunmi.
that's so emotional.
God
Thank
used
you.
you.
Josephine.
God
Thank you for
used
everything.
you to keep us here.
Thank you for everything you do. Please, guys, now rush to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our
Hurry,
videos. No, she sings oh, she was covers. This is interesting. Watch it.
hurry, I can cry.
Watch the videos. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You guys should give a thumbs up, like this video, drop a comment in the comment section
Yeah.
about what you think about this video, and then I'll be sharing the links also in the comment section. Thank you guys for joining. Till we meet again in our next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.